Dear students, welcome back. This is our second and final video on the topic Development Experience of India, Pakistan and China, a comparative study. In this part, we will discuss about the GDP growth story, sectoral growth, demographic features and human development index of all the three nations. In our first video, we have discussed about the development strategies of India, China and Pakistan, along with the success and failures of all the three nations. So, let's start with this video. First of all, I would like to say that there is a major difference between the three nations in terms of economic backup, in terms of national assets and in terms of political stabilities. As you know that in China there is a single party system where People's Republic of China is ruling since from the 1949 and no other parties are in existence in China. Whereas in Pakistan and India there are multi-party system, and due to this system there are political imbalances, there are many type of disturbances in the path of economic development. So this is the primary difference of India, Pakistan and China. But we will start with the comparative performance of the economies of India, China and Pakistan. What indicators we have to follow, we have to take for our comparison? These are the following parameters and indicators on which we will classify, we will compare all the three nations. The first is GDP growth rate, and second one is structural or sectoral growth rate, and third one is demographic profile, and fourth one is human development index. So first of all, we will take GDP growth. As you all know that Chinese economy is much sound and stronger than India and Pakistan. It is clearly visible to all of us that China is very much capable, and China is just a strong contender to the US economies, and both the economies are ranked in top 2 order. In terms of PPP basis, purchasing power parity basis, China is the third largest economy in the world after America and Japan. So, first of all, if we see about the growth story of China, we will classify the throughout growth story or the development path of China into 3 periods. First is from 1949 to late from 1980s, and second phase is 1980s to 2015, and the third one is the recent past, which is 2016 to till 2019. As it is given, in early 1980s, the jump has indeed very substantial from 4% to 10%. Dear students, this is the logistic difference between India, China and Pakistan. When China has started its journey of development, its strategies and policies and programs were quite honest, and the political setups in China were very much devoted towards the development of their nation. As a result of all this, as a result of great leap forward, as a result of commune system, which is the collective agriculture system, and a pro-lateral system, cultural revolution system in China, and many other initiatives by China, the growth rate of China during the period of 1980s, just before the economic reform, the economic growth was just substantial jump to 4% to 10%. It is very remarkable and phenomenal change in the growth rate of China. It is all about the efforts of China, what we have done during this period. And second phase is 1979 and 2015. This is somehow considered as the golden period of China. where Chinese economic growth rate has reached double digits, and it is somehow from the 10% to the 15.2%. It is just an exemplary to the rest of the world when all the countries in the world are facing economic slowdowns, economic recessions. In that time, Chinese economic growth was double digit, and which is really very appreciable and remarkable. But after 2015, when global economies are quite facing many of challenges like economic slowdown, like so as the Chinese economic growth rate has been declined after 2015. However, in the recent past, GDP growth rate has shown down, but it is still in the satisfactory section, which is near about 6% to 9%, which is quite better than India. Now, let's talk about the growth story of India. As we have divided China's story, so as like the Indian story of growth story has been classified into different time period. We will classify India's development history into two parts. It is just before the 1991, before economic reforms, and after 1991. Before 1991, after 1947 to 1991, India has adopted an introvert economic policy. Introvert economic policy where Indian government has emphasized on the protectionism of the economy because we are very much afraid about the global economy and competition, whatever all. We are just afraid of the 200 years of colonial rule of British. So we have adopted a protectionism policy of economic policies. So between 1951 to 1990, Indian economy achieved an annual growth rate of 5.9%. 5.9% is the highest growth rate achieved before the period of before 1991. It is very low, and 5.9% is very high. It is somehow in the 80s. But after 1991, after the adoption of new economic policy, which is also known as LPG policy, liberalization, privatization, globalization policy, the growth rate of India is increased at around 7% per annum. And you have seen what was the Indian economic growth rate during 2008 to 2009. It was really very remarkable at 9%, which is till today, which is very highest in the history of Indian economic growth rate. Now, after 1991, but after 2014, many of disturbances have been arises in the development series. Slowdown in GDP growth rate due to scams and scandals, drought and FDI, etc. Students, just in the past history after 2014, before 2014, no doubt, Indian economic growth was quite satisfactory, but after 2014, it is substantially declined by many of reasons. The reasons may be political, the reasons may be economical, the reasons may be scams and scandals, the reasons may be demonetization, and reasons may be COVID crisis. Today, right now, India is facing a negative growth rate, which is minus 25% as per the government sources, and it is very much which is not good for us. So, government has to initiate programs and specific policies towards the growth rate. Now, let's come to the growth story of Pakistan. The story of growth in Pakistan has been classified into two phases. It is also into two phases. It is between 1960 to 2017. Pakistan has been also follow the new economic policy, which is somewhere in the 1980s, and before and after there is no any substantial change in GDP growth rate. Dear students, Pakistan at its early stages has shown a remarkable growth in its economy, but due to some political and social disturbances in Pakistan and instabilities, today Pakistan's economy is not very much sound and not very in good condition. Pakistan economy recorded an average annual growth rate of 4.1%. It is the average growth rate between 1960 to 2017. And the consequences of slow GDP growth rate, Pakistan economy has almost sunk into the low economic growth rate share. Students, you have read many, read about the Pakistan in many newspapers about the weak and poor economy and the economy which is in the debt trap and the policies and programs of the Imran Khan government. So, at present, Pakistan economy is very poor in comparison to the India and China. So, these are some conclusive points regarding GDP growth rate, GDP growth story of India, Pakistan and China. After analyzing the individual growth story of China, India and Pakistan, we come to the conclusion that China has outpaced both India and Pakistan with regards to GDP growth. Chinese GDP growth rate is very much high. It is about $19.8 trillion in terms of PPP, whereas India's PPP growth rate is only $8.07 trillion, whereas Pakistan's GDP is only $0.94 trillion. Among all the three nations, Chinese GDP is much higher than the two nations. So, China has outpaced both India and Pakistan. India has performed better than Pakistan, but compared with the China is very behind. Yes, India stands at the second position. Its position is better than Pakistan, but not good than China. It is just behind the China. The success of China is an eye-opener for most developing nations of the world. Yes, dear students, China is a country where we have seen a remarkable investment in the form of foreign direct investments. Most of the Chinese companies are occupying the markets of international market, and you have seen that every product, whether it is electronic product or other items, it is manufactured in China. Many reasons behind the international investments in China, like cheap labor, like cheap raw material, and the like government support, and the areas which is known as SEZ, Special Economic Zones, which is developed by the government of China. So, next one is the relative success of China is credited to the political stability in China. Yes, students, as you know that China is a single party system, and where there is a single party system, no political disturbance will happens there. In India and Pakistan, the biggest constant in the path of development is the political imbalance or instabilities. So, the political stability in China is the major factor behind the grand success of Chinese economic growth. Now, this is all about the growth story. Now, the second point is structure of growth. It is the sectoral growth of economy. Sectoral growth means we can classify our economy into three sectors, as you know that: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. When we have a discussion over the sectors of economy, then there are 2 points which is quite very important for the discussion. The first is GDP share of sector, and second one is the employment share of that sector, such sector. This part of section is highlighting the GDP share, and the second part is highlighting the employment percentage of sector. As you can see that India, Pakistan and China, primary, secondary and tertiary sector, where 15.4% of GDP in India, which comes from the agriculture sector or primary sector. In the same time, Pakistan is at 24.4% and China is at 7.9%. So, in this comparison, you can see that Pakistan and China, primary sector's share in GDP is quite higher than the China. In the second row, which belongs to the secondary sector, India is at 23.1% and Pakistan is 19.1% and China is 40.15%. 40.5%, which is very near to 50%. Near about 50%, 40% of total GDP comes from the industrial sector in China, which is very, very much very good. And the third one is tertiary sector, which is service sector. 61.5 for India, 56.5 for Pakistan, and 51.6 for China. In India, the tertiary sector has been rise in very good manner, but in Pakistan and China it is also very satisfactory. In all this comparison in GDP share, we come to the conclusion that the primary sector dependency in Pakistan and China is much higher than the China. At the second part, in percentage share of employment, it is the disappointing and disheartening factor that still 47% of total working population is dependent on the primary sector, whereas the primary sector share in GDP is very low as compared to the secondary and tertiary sector. It is just 15.4%. But in terms of employment generation, employment creation, still 50% of total working population still engaged in the primary sector, whereas in Pakistan it is 42.3% and China it is 27.7%. And in secondary sector, 22% of working force employed in secondary sector, whereas 22.6% in Pakistan and 28.8% in China. Whereas in tertiary sector, 31%, 35%, 43.5%. Dear student, we have to point out this part. 31% of total working force is employed in tertiary sector, because the tertiary sector fails to create enough employment for the people which is required. That's why, due to the failure of employment generation in tertiary sector, most of the people working they are dependent on primary sector. So that in primary sector we can see many of unemployment types like seasonal unemployment, like disguise, and many other unemployment forms in primary sector. So this is the comparison of three sectoral comparison in China, Pakistan, and India in terms of GDP and employment. The next one is demographic profile. Demography is associated with the population, density of population, urbanization, sex ratio, and all. So in this table we can see India, China, and Pakistan a demographic comparison. The first column belongs to the estimated population in millions. As we all know that China is the largest populated country in the world, followed by India. India is at second. The Chinese population is, Indian population is around 1,210 millions, which is near about 121 crores. As per 2011 census, and China is at 133 crores and Pakistan is only 17 crore. The population in Pakistan is quite low in comparison to the India and China. It is just the 10% of 1/10 of India and China population. So in terms of population, China stands first and India stands second. Annual growth of population. Annual growth means growth rate of population, which is 1.7% in India and 0.47 and 1.8% in Pakistan. It is very considerable that only 0.47% of growth rate in China, which is a good sign for the Chinese economy. Whereas in India and Pakistan, it is in worst condition, it is 1.8%, and in India it is 1.76%. This is the growth rate of India, and if India carry forward with this growth rate, it is expected that by the 2050 India will supersede China in terms of population. So next one is density of population. Density of population means density of population in India is 382 per square kilometer and 223 which is in Pakistan. 143 which is very less, very low, though China is the third largest country after Russia and Canada in terms of geography. So the density of population is quite very low in China, whereas it is highest in India, which is 382 per square kilometer, and in Pakistan 225 crore. Next one is sex ratio. Sex ratio means male and female ratio, which is very bad in all the three nations, which shows that the biasness in terms of gender. In India, it is 940, 950 in China, and 952 in Pakistan. So this is the numbers. And urbanization, 31.2% of total population lives in urban areas, in cities. Whereas in China, 51% of total population lives in urban areas, and Pakistan 37.2%. In terms of urbanization, India is still at very bad position, because near about 70% of population today still reside in our village or rural areas, and it is quite very good in China. Next one is Human Development Index. Human development refers to the education, refers to the social amenities like education, health, employment, income, and so and so. So these are some indicators of human development. First one is life expectancy. Second one is adult literacy rate, percentage of population below poverty line. And let's talk about individually about the human development indices. First of all, we will take about life expectancy. Life expectancy means the number of years which a person is expected to live. It is the average number of years a person is expected to live. It is in China, it is around 76 years. 76 years is the life expectancy in China, whereas in India and Pakistan it is 68.3 years in India and 66.4 years in Pakistan. China has the highest life expectancy among the three countries. The highest life expectancy highlights the better civic amenities and health services and hygienic services in the country. So, in terms of life expectancy, China stands first, and then India, and then Pakistan. Adult literacy rate, it is associated with the education, the number of educated section. Adult literacy rate is the ratio of literate adult population out of the total adult proportion of the country. In China, it is 95.1% of population aged between 15 to above are literate in China. 95.1%, the age group 15 to above, which is literacy rate of China. Whereas in India it is 62.8% and in Pakistan it is 54.7%. Pakistan in this section is lagging behind, because it is truly known to us that in terms of education and health services, Pakistan's condition is very bad. It is just highlighted in this coronavirus period. Next one is percentage of population below poverty line. Poverty line is the dividing line which divided the population into poor and non-poor. It is the line in in China. The 37% of people are still below the poverty line, and in India it is the number of poor people in India is 37%. In China it is 32%, and in Pakistan it is 44%. These are the people, those who are not able themselves to provide the basic requirements or basic facilities. Their level of income and expenditure will not satisfy their needs. Next one is infant mortality rate, IMR. Infant mortality rate is the number of infants dying before the age of 1 year in proportion to the 1000 live birth in a year. Low IMR would imply better health services, better hygienic services. The country with low IMR having better health services or hygienic services. A high IMR means worse health and hygienic services in the country. In China, 9 infants dying before the age of 1 year. The number of the IMR rate in China is 9, as in proportion to the 1000 live birth. In India and Pakistan it is 38 and 66 66. In India, the IMR rate is 38 and in Pakistan it is 66, which is very much bad. The next and last one is maternity mortality rate. Maternity mortality rate would imply failure of maternity mortality rate would imply failure of country to provide sufficient facilities to the women at the time of child's birth. In China, it is 27 women die out of 1 lakh. In India, the maternal mortality rate is 174 and in Pakistan it is 178. Among all the indicators like life expectancy, adult literacy rate and all, China stands first. China stands at the better position, whereas India and Pakistan somehow at the worst position. In the detailed study, you can follow your books. So, the Human Development Index is the better indicator for the comparison of the three nations. It is basically a composite index constructed which is called HDI. Higher value of HDI points a higher rank and a higher level of growth and development in the country. A country with higher ranking in HDI is well developed, well managed, and the growth situation in that country is quite very satisfactory. As per the annual HDI 2019 report released on December 9, 1920, India ranked at 119th position according to HDI, Pakistan at 150 and China is at 85th position. China is still at the better position as compared to the India and Pakistan. The worst position is of Pakistan, which is at 152 position, which means that in Pakistan, education, health and the employment sector is quite very diversified. Okay. So, at the last, in conclusion, in all respect, India remained far behind. As a matter of fact, India has been providing protection to the labor-intensive segment of the economy. It is owing to the factor that China has emerged as the second largest economy in the world, while India is lagging way behind. After the comparison of India, China and Pakistan, we come to the conclusion that China is far better in position than India and Pakistan, where India and Pakistan still has to imply many programs, many steps in the way of development. So this is all in this chapter. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much.